everyone, Ryan here with the OC Uncovered. So you're thinking about moving to Irvine? I get it. Top rated schools, beautiful planned communities, tons of job opportunities. It sounds like a dream, right? But let me tell you, there's a side of Irvine that most people don't see until they're right in the thick of it. And that's exactly why I'm here today. Let me take you back to my first week staying in Irvine. My girlfriend, now wife, had just moved in, excited for a fresh start. Everything was going great until my first morning commute. There I was, stuck in gridlock traffic on the 405, barely inching forward. What should have been a 20-minute drive turned into about an hour-long nightmare. And I found myself second-guessing my decision to stay that night when I was just starting a new job. That's when it hit me. Maybe this perfect city isn't so perfect after all. So today, I'm sharing 10 things about Irvine that might make you think twice before moving here. Stick around because some of these might surprise you. Let's start with a big one, traffic. Irvine may look like a commuter's paradise on the map, but once you're on the road, it's a whole different story. Between the 405 and the 5 and the 133, you'd think getting around would be easy, but it can actually be a daily grind. Rush hour traffic is no joke here. A 15-minute drive on a Saturday can easily turn into a 45-minute crawl on a weekday morning. And here's the kicker. Irvine's growing, which means the traffic problem is only getting worse. So if you're moving here hoping for a breezy commute, you might want to think again. All right, let's talk about money. Yes, Irvine is one of the safest cities in America, and yes, it's beautiful, but the lifestyle comes at a cost. The average home price here is well over $1 million, and rent isn't much kinder. I'm talking high-end pricing for even modest apartments. Now, don't get me wrong, the quality of life here is fantastic, but between the housing, utilities, and the general cost of living, it's easy to feel like Irvine's pulling at your wallet constantly. For some people, that's a deal breaker. Irvine is a family-friendly city, which is amazing for some, but it can feel a bit too quiet for others. If you're used to the bustling nightlife scene, you might find yourself a little bored. Most of Irvine's bars and restaurants close relatively early, and there aren't too many clubs or late night spots to choose from. For the young professionals or singles out there, you might end up driving to other nearby cities like Newport Beach or Santa Ana if you're craving a fun night out. Irvine is safe and serene, but it's definitely not the place for night owls. One thing Irvine is known for is its meticulously planned neighborhoods. And with that comes HOA. If you live in one of Irvine's numerous HOA regulated communities, get ready for rules. These associations keep everything clean and orderly, but they can also be very restrictive. From how high your grass can be to what color you can paint your house, Irvine's HOAs means business. If you're someone who values freedom over structure, this could feel like a little bit too much control. All right, I know what you're thinking. It's California. How bad can the weather be? Well, hear me out. Irvine does have fantastic weather most of the year, but it's also prone to heat waves. Temperatures can spike into the 90s or higher, especially during late summer. Also, if you're coming from a place that has distinct seasons, you might miss the change. Irvine's seasons are pretty mild, and for some, the lack of seasonal variation can feel a bit monotonous over time. Next up, public transportation, or rather, the lack of it. While Irvine is one of the most planned cities around, its public transportation options are surprisingly limited. Buses do exist, but they're not always reliable or extensive enough for people without cars. So unless you're planning to bike or walk everywhere, having a car is pretty much an essential here. And with that, car comes with traffic. We talked about that earlier. For anyone used to robust public transit options, Irvine could feel frustratingly car dependent. Irvine is all about the master planned, perfect vibe. Everything is orderly, clean, and very controlled. For some people, this level of perfection feels a little bit too manufactured, almost like living in a bubble. Irvine has very little of the grit or historic charm you might find in older cities. So if you prefer places with a little more character and unpredictability, you might feel like Irvine's vibe isn't for you. Irvine's economy is strong, no doubt. Major companies like Blizzard Entertainment, Broadcom, and Edwards Life Science are based here. But that also means that the job market is slightly competitive. Here, there are a lot of well-educated, skilled professionals competing for positions, and cost of living means that salaries need to be high to keep up. So while there are good job opportunities, you might find yourself in a bit of a grind, trying to secure a position that matches your expectations and needs. Parents, you're probably drawn to Irvine because of the amazing school system, and you're right. Irvine schools are top tier. But with that comes a lot of competition and pressure. Schools here are highly academic and often competitive, which can put a lot of stress on students. If you're moving here with kids, be prepared for a rigorous educational environment that might not be a right fit for every child. Finally, the suburban bubble. That feeling some people experience in Irvine. It's clean, it's safe, it's planned, but for some, it can feel a bit isolated from the real world. Irvine doesn't have the same diversity of cultural experiences or gritty urban feel you'd find in bigger cities. If you're looking for an eclectic, artsy vibe or a bustling urban scene, you might feel like Irvine is too insulated. It's a fantastic place to raise a family, but it can feel a bit too calm and predictable for those who crave a faster pace. So there you have it, the 10 things you should know before moving to Irvine. Don't get me wrong, Irvine is a beautiful place to live, but it's not perfect and it's not for everyone. Knowing what to expect can make a world of difference in how you feel about moving here. If you're still considering Irvine, remember that it's all about finding the right fit for you and your lifestyle. And hey, if you have any questions, drop them in the comments. I'd love to help you make the best decision for you and your family. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more insights on living in Orange County. I'm Ryan, and this is the OC Uncovered, where we keep it real about the life in Orange County. See you in the next video.